Hello, welcome to another episode of Now You See Me, the show where we redefine beauty from the inside out. My name is Jeannette Jones and I am your host. Well, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Can you listen to a podcast, return email, and return a text all at the same time? Most of us, if we answered that question, we'd say yes. The thing is, can we do all of that effectively? And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. We want to talk about the myth of multitasking. Now, society, the way that we are today, and as we've come along in the last decade or two, multitasking is the thing. It gives you an assumption of productivity. It gives us an assumption of we're really doing marvelous things. We're staying busy. We're on task. We're putting in the effort. But the thing is, what actually is being done? So if we said yes to all of the things before that I mentioned that we can do at the same time, then according to science, we're wrong. So science says that our brains are not wired to juggle multiple complex tasks at the same time. It's kind of like an air traffic controller, okay? It's like it's trying to juggle all the planes in the air at the same time. All of them can't land at the same time, and what you're going to do is get chaos if the air traffic controller is not in control of what comes in and what comes out. So your brain and the neurons in your brain, they transmit information very quickly. And so it's kind of like, I guess you could equate it to like a roller coaster. Have you ever seen somebody just kind of stop a roller coaster without any kind of upheaval? A roller coaster needs to slowly stop. If you've ever been on one, they slowly stop unless you're trying to get the thrill going, okay? But the word says in James 1:8 says, he is a double-minded man who is unstable in all his ways. If your brain is going back and forth, that means your thought process is going back and forth. That means that you're unstable. That means that we can't really get things done. So I had to look back and say, okay, what have I accomplished? Because I always have my hands in this and that and the other. Am I really getting things accomplished? Okay. So according to science, the switching causes attention residue. It's like part of the brain is stuck on the previous task while you are trying to focus on the next. And so the split focus makes you slower, less accurate, and more stressed. It's kind of like the computer when it's thinking. It's thinking, you see that big circle in the middle? Because sometimes when you're in a hurry on the computer, you want it to and it doesn't do that. And sometimes when it's processing, it can't do that, depending on what's going on and all the functions. Okay? I know when I'm trying to open things up quickly, there's a pause. Or it'll tell me that the program is unresponsive. It'll tell me that the program is unresponsive. But you have to understand what's happening, period, in the brain when these things are happening. When we switch off and try to do too many complex things. I'm talking about complex tasks. Because any mom or dad can talk on the phone and fold the clothes at the same time. Or they can talk on the phone and cook at the same time. And even doing laundry at the same time. They can do that because there's a strategy to that. That's something that can be done by most people. But when you're talking about major projects, or I'm trying to write this book, or I'm trying to finish out this test, no, there could be no other distractions. You have to finish the task in its entirety. So let's go specifically to the parts of the brain that are affected. Let's go specifically to the parts of the brain that are affected. Let's look at the prefrontal cortex. So this part of the brain manages decision making and attention. And what happens is this part gets overwhelmed when handling multiple tasks. The hippocampus, okay, the hippocampus, this is involved in memory formation. Multitasking impairs its ability to encode information. And then you have the anterior cingulate cortex. So this area detects conflicts between tasks and often helps with the shift focus. But it will slow down if it's overloaded. So you have to really think about the brain as a computer processor. You really have to. If it's going to help you understand that your brain can't snap. And a lot of times in society, and no matter what we're doing in our life, we try to snap. And it causes you to look back and see, are things really getting done effectively and efficiently? Okay? So I'm trying to destroy or dispel some myths. Some myths about multitasking. Like I said before, many in our society are drawn. They're drawn to this project or that project, which is great. We are creative people. We're supposed to have multiple things on multiple ideas, but we're not necessarily supposed to be doing them all at the same time. And yes, you can do them if you have help, but if you have help, because your brain is not designed to do all of these multiple things. So you have to go through and find out which ones are the most important. So one myth again we have is that multitasking saves time. That is a myth. The truth is you actually lose time when you're trying to get your brain to reset itself to handle this task and that task. Actually, time is actually lost. Another myth is women are naturally better at multitasking. Not necessarily. Women are always put in the position to multitask, because either we're taking care of the baby, or we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're doing all these things at the same time. And yes, we make it look easy, but it's not always easy all the time. So studies show that all genders have an issue with too many complex, we're talking about complex tasks at the same time. All genders have that issue. Another myth is it's the only way to keep up in a fast-paced world. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to stop and get off. I want to stop to get off. But the myth is single tasking helps you work smarter, not harder. Focused effort leads to better results in less time. So if we can just learn, all of us multitaskers, I'm included in there with you, if we can just learn to one at a time. Just do one at a time. When we overestimate our ability to do something well, it's known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. That means that no matter what you put your hands to is going to be successful. But we're not thinking about our skill set. We're not thinking about all the other things that we have to do. We're not thinking about the things that are most important. But what we do is pile all of the work upon ourselves at the same time. I can do it, I can be effective, but you end up stressed and you end up not getting projects done. You end up not getting projects done. We have to prioritize. We have to prioritize. I think really what it is in this world, when things seem to be moving so fast and we have all of these ideas, that we feel like we have to jump in there and get it done quick, get it done quick, get it done fast. And that's not necessarily the case. In some cases, in most cases, we have time. We just think we don't. We just think we don't. Everything doesn't have to be microwaved. Everything does not have to be microwaved. So let's talk about some solutions. Can't just talk about all the problems and not talk about solutions. Okay? Embrace monotasking. One thing at a time, like I just said. Focus on one task. Let your brain be optimized to handle that one task. And not parallel. Parallel means that the brain is trying to process side by side tasks, side by side duties. That's not good. The brain is designed to bring in, like the air traffic controller, one plane at a time. Just give me one plane at a time. Okay? We'll get it done. Just give me one plane at a time. Your brain is brilliant. Everybody's brain is brilliant. But we cannot overtax it. Overtax it and expect it to run with full efficiency. Let's try one at a time. And there's another way to deal with the monotasking. It's called the Pomodoro effect, where 25 minutes of deep work, you do 25 minutes of deep work, you do 5 minutes of rest. 25 minutes of deep work, then you do 5 minutes of rest. And also, with the monotasking, block out time. You have a calendar, you're going to have to learn to block out time. Let's say 30 minutes for this. I'm going to rest for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to spend an hour on this. And then I'm going to rest. Okay? It can be done. Limit digital distractions. In this day and age, that's a thing. Because most people, they live on their phone. Some people actually work on your phone. So you're going to have to kind of juggle that if you are actually working from your phone. And there's some times when you're just going to have to put it up. Put it up for an hour. Stop maybe an hour before you go to bed. 2 hours before you go to bed. Put it in another room if you have to. And social media, just the reels and the shorts and all of that kind of stuff, is very addictive. You have to intentionally move the distractions. Put the computer up. Sign off at a decent time. Okay? The digital distractions. You have to just... Also, let's talk the computer. Sometimes when you're on a computer, you're doing work, you have to have the computer on. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have all of these windows up. Because when all of these windows are up, depending on what kind of program you have or how you set your computer up, it's going to notify you in the tab that something's happening. So right now, in the tab, what you're going to do is hit that tab. Don't hit that tab. Close all of them. Close all the tabs and just focus on the Word doc that you're doing. Or maybe have another tab open just for the research part. You're probably looking online for some research or something like that. And you need to zone in a little bit more just on that, okay? Also, prioritize. We have to prioritize with intent. I mentioned that before. But an example of that would be Luke chapter 10, verse 38 through 42, where Jesus is in the house of 2 sisters and a brother. He's there, of course, teaching as he always did. And you have one sister who decided to stop with the housework and just sit down and listen. And then you had another sister who was doing the duties that are necessary when you have company. We're not down in anything that she was doing. But he was talking to her about prioritizing. Okay, prioritizing. He said, if I'm looking at Luke chapter 10, verse 41 through 42, it says, Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. And that was the NIV version. Basically, Martha had her to-do list. And if you're having any kind of event in any kind of company, yeah, you're going to have your to-do list. You got to cook, you got to clean, you got to make sure that bathroom's done. And it's probably a lot of people in the house at the time. And she wanted to make sure that things were done right. And especially who was for the person who was the special guest. Okay? And somewhere up in there, Martha asked him, don't you care? Because she needed her sister's help. He did not one time tell her that what she was doing was not important. What he did tell her was, right now I'm teaching. Right now I'm giving you the food for your spirit that you're going to need. Right now, what I'm doing right now in this living room is the most important thing right now at this moment. So don't fret about the kitchen. Don't fret about the table setting. Don't fret about, do we have enough this or enough of that. Right now, I'm giving you the bread of life. Right now, I just need you to calm down. I need you to prioritize. I need you to shift your brain to focus on what I am saying at this moment. So your list is not wrong. It is good to have a list. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But allot time for those things to get done. Your to-do list is necessary. It shows that you are efficient. It shows that you are being intentional about what you need to do. It does not mean that you're supposed to be doing it all at the same time. It does not mean that your to-do list is supposed to cause you stress. Your to-do list is supposed to be intentional. Intentionally put the things that are most important to you. Why don't we just say, pick 3 things. Pick 3 tasks that are most important. And do those tasks. Do those. And if you have time after that, do some more if you have time. Just pick 3 a day. Today I'm going to do A, B, and C. Today I'm going to work on my book. Today I'm going to get those orders out. Today I'm going to I don't know, some people are doing food prep. Today I'm going to do my food prep. That's what I'm going to focus on today. Okay? So, another thing we can do is build mental clarity. Take mindful breaks. Take a deep breath. Take a walk. Do some stretching. Do what you need to do. And then practice being still. Practice the meditation just for 5 minutes. You will be surprised how it centers your brain when you do that. Just sit still. The phone is not on. Your smartwatch is not buzzing. 5 minutes. Respect your brain's energy. That's what we need to do. It's called sleep. That goes back to the digital distractions. You have to, before you go to bed, move all of the devices. I have the device either on the other side of the room, or I have my device on in the next room, which is my office. Okay? Now, I find that when I have a charger, and sometimes I'm needing the phone right where I am, if I have the charger next to me, I have a tendency to look over and see what's on the phone. That's not really good. Okay? That's not really good. Push come to shove, if it has to be beside you, turn it down. Turn it so the back is to you, so you can't see the new notification. Okay, turn the volume all the way down until you're ready to deal with it. Okay, so you're ready to look down at that, or you have to. Okay, also stay hydrated. Avoid the afternoon crash. Stay hydrated, because you know, and I know, when your brain is tired, you don't want people talking to you. Do not talk to me right now. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm done. Avoid the crash by staying hydrated. Pay attention to what you're putting in your body. Pay attention to your high times and your low times. My best time for doing things and thinking is morning time. But for some reason, when I'm at work, I get to going. I get to going around 3, you know. That's my, you know, prep for the next day around 2 or 3, something like that. But like I said, in terms of clarity of mind, that is going to be in the morning for me. So I can think through the day. Okay? I don't know what your time is, but stay hydrated, especially now. The heat is on the ridiculous side. It's a little bit abnormal. It's normal, but it's abnormal. 90 degrees is not 90 degrees anymore. It's 110. It's 113. All of that affects your brains and your processes. Your brain, your processes need sleep. They need hydration, and they need to be fed the right foods. Okay? One thing also that you can do, if you feel like yourself moving to the left or to the right and swaying a little bit closer to spending too much time looking at what's on your phone, do this. It's called an attention anchor. I'm going to take care of this right now. Do it like you're commanding yourself to do it. I have found that works for me. Get it done, Jeanette. Get it done right now. Okay, if I'm feeling like I'm distracted. Because sometimes, depending on your job, when you get home, you just tired. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to think about anything. But you know, you're looking around, things need to be done. Give yourself that downtime. I give myself that downtime, and then I get up. And sometimes I have to do the attention anchor. Get up, Jeanette. Do it right now. Get up right now and do it. Okay? We have to guard our hearts from all distractions. And we are in a season or in a place in our society, distractions are everywhere. Everywhere. Proverbs 4:25 and 27 says, let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths of your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. You know, multitasking feels like it's productive, but it's actually a cognitive illusion. You know? Let's dispel this myth and get our minds back in working order. Just one project at a time. Like I said, the mind is brilliant. All of you are brilliant. But let's do one task at a time. Just one task at a time. So the next time someone praises you for multitasking, just smile and say, no, right now I am focusing. You have a great day. If you're looking for a life coach, go to www.JeannetteMJones.com and sign up for a free 15-minute complimentary session. I assure you, you will not be disappointed.